Hey guys, today we're going to talk about Saturn in Aries. The last time we talked about Saturn in Pisces. Now we're going to talk about Saturn in Aries. The shift starts in 2025. And what does it mean for you? Well, let's find out. Saturn, the planet of discipline, responsibility, and structure, will make a significant shift into the fiery and dynamic sign of Aries. This astrological transit will usher in a profound period of change, both on a personal level and global scale. As we experience the collision of Saturn's grounding influence with Aries' bold, forward moving energy. So, we already talked about what Saturn represents, just the taskmaster, right? That's essentially what Saturn is. It speaks on developing boundaries, knowing our limitations, working hard, putting in effort to either maintain or to develop long term commitments. In the sign of Aries, which represents the pioneer of the zodiac, ruled by Mars, who symbolizes initiation, independence, and action, being a cardinal sign. It's also known for its boldness, courage, and drive to start new ventures. However, the downside of this sign is that Aries can be quite impulsive in nature, headstrong, and sometimes lacking in patience or foresight. So when Saturn moves into Aries, it brings a strong dose of reality to the sometimes reckless or spontaneous energy of Aries, urging caution and structure while encouraging action towards long term goals. So, the key dates: Saturn will enter into Aries for the first time on May 24th, 2025. Then Saturn will retrograde in Aries on December 5th, 2025. It will re enter into Pisces during retrograde motion on January 6th, 2026. Then Saturn will go direct and re enter Aries on February 14th, Valentine's Day, 2026. And Saturn will leave Aries on April 12th, 2028. So it is a 3-year transit, giving you ample time to learn and integrate all the lessons that come with it. So, by the way, I don't know if I went over this, but whenever it goes into retrograde, like any planet really, it kind of represents a time of reassessment, reflection, to fine tune things. It's a way to kind of so that you have some time to take a break from the direct motion, the energy of the motion. Now let's look at some of the major themes that will come out. It's going to be a time about building something new with focus and responsibility, because it is the first sign of the zodiac. So you're essentially building something completely new in like career or in routines, lifestyle, in just being, taking initiative with responsibility. We may feel a strong urge to take charge and start new projects or ventures. However, unlike the typical impulsiveness associated with Aries, Saturn's influence will slow things down here, encouraging a more methodical approach. This is a time to take calculated risks, not impulsive ones, and to establish firm foundations for new beginnings. Personal initiative will be rewarded, but it must be paired with responsibility. If there's an area of life where you've been putting off important tasks or avoiding responsibility, Saturn in Aries will bring these issues to the forefront, whether you like it or not. There's no escaping the hard work, but the rewards are great for those who approach challenges with maturity and perseverance. So I would liken it to a situation where when you turn 18, right? Or even when you turn 16, but mainly when you turn 18, when you first move out on your own. That is the experience of Saturn in Aries. You have to learn how to pay bills, insurance. You have to, car insurance, mortgage, cell phone bills, all those other things, health insurance, taxes. There are so many things that you learn have to know how to manage as an adult, right? And keeping a job so you can create your foundation and secure yourself. So that's the kind of example I would give. Number two, developing courage with caution. Saturn in Aries offers an opportunity to redefine what bravery means. Instead of reckless actions, true courage will come from persistence, facing your fears, and overcoming obstacles in a strategic way. This period teaches us that real strength lies in self discipline, focus, and the ability to stick to a course of action despite the difficulties. This transit can help individuals conquer long standing fears or hurdles, but only if approached with a realistic mindset. It's a time to build resilience, to know when to charge forward and when to wait. Shifts in leadership and authority will also happen under this influence. It will reshape how we view authority, both personally and collectively. We'll be called to redefine what it means to be a leader, moving away from ego driven, impulsive leadership styles towards a more structured, responsible approach. So, this may involve stepping up into leadership roles for some people, or knowing who the right people are to support in those roles. There's going to be a lot of changes in the political field as well, I would imagine. I mean, that's already happening right now, but I think even more so around the globe, not just in the US. Creating new personal and professional structures. So, since Aries rules the first house of self, making Saturn's influence here a time to basically rethink how we structure our own lives. Everyone, doesn't matter what your rising sign is, it's going to be a new start for everybody, like I was saying in the beginning of the video here. We may be prompted to build new personal routines or professional frameworks that better align with our long term goals. Saturn in Aries will challenge us to establish new identities and directions in our life, but with a solid, realistic plan in place. So if you've been stuck in any patterns, this transit will help you to break free of those and create systems that allow you to grow independently and more fluently. The key to it, of course, like with all Saturn transits, is patience and diligence. Building a new life or a career direction won't happen overnight. So you just got to endure it and persist. Challenges that we could expect, because Saturn's lessons are never easy. So through Aries, on the dark side of Aries, we'll get frustrated. We'll have, blow ups when it gets tough or frustrating, right? So, especially if you're the type of person that's used to acting quickly, you're tunnel vision. So you're like, okay, I'm getting this done now, and it has to be checked off my list without any restraints, nothing. It's going to get it might test you quite a bit. So, impatience, because Aries naturally wants to move fast and is not known for his patience at all whatsoever. So Saturn will demand Aries to go slower, steady progress. This can lead to that frustration, but if you're willing to make the time to exercise patience, it won't be as bad. Fear of failure, because Saturn brings up our fears, especially around inadequacy or failure. So in Aries, this could manifest as a fear of taking action, meaning not even taking the action to begin with. The lesson would be to face those fears head on with calculated efforts. Authority issues. There may be clashes with figures of authority or a struggle with your own sense of leadership. Learning to work within structures while asserting your independence will be very crucial. And then overwork and burnout. Aries is known for pushing itself to extremes. and Saturn's influence might lead to overwork if not managed properly. It's important to pace yourself and set boundaries during this time. The opportunities that we have for growth here is self mastery. Saturn rewards hard work, discipline, and dedication. So, this is a time to master yourself, to learn patience, and to build something meaningful. Leadership development. This is the perfect transit to work on developing your ego in a healthy way. So if you're looking to step into some leadership role, this transit will definitely provide the tools and experiences necessary to do so with confidence and responsibility. Long term success as well. Projects or efforts initiated during this time may take longer to materialize, but if you have the staying power in it and the persistence, Saturn and Aries will help build those legacies and they will be more long standing. Innovation with structure. Aries is innovative and pioneering, so Saturn brings structure to that innovation. This is an excellent time to develop new ideas or projects that are grounded in reality and built for long term success. So let's just say you have a dream to be the best architect of the world and design like the most amazing structures and buildings. Saturn in Aries is a beautiful time for you to work on those skills and bring that to life. So, how Saturn in Aries will affect each sign according to the rising. Aries, of course, this is a time for you to step up, but with a grounded approach. You'll be called to redefine your identity and build new structures in your life because it's in your first house. So, Taurus rising, Saturn will move through your house of spirituality and isolation, encouraging inner work, self reflection, right? And healing. Gemini rising, this transit will focus on your social circles, your friendships, your community involvement. You may take on some leadership roles within groups or your community. Cancer rising, Saturn in Aries will emphasize your career and your public image. So it'll be a time to build a solid reputation and achieve long term career goals. You could be the next architect. Leo rising, you'll be encouraged to expand your horizons, possibly through travel, education, or philosophy. Saturn asks you to focus on structured learning. Yes, in our house of travel, like traveling abroad or traveling all over the United States. I'd like to do it all. Virgo rising, this is a period for financial restructuring, particularly around shared resources, investments, and long term financial planning are highlighted. Libra rising, Saturn will focus on your partnerships, both romantic and professional, because it's in your seventh house. It's like in the house of your descendant, right? But it'll redefine relationships with a more mature, responsible approach. Scorpio rising, health and daily routines will be highlighted here. It'll take center stage, build strong habits that support your well being, your health. Sagittarius rising, creative projects, children, romance may come under Saturn's influence. Hey, so yeah, that's fun, right? You'll be asked to take these areas seriously and make some long term commitments if you're ready to, of course. Capricorn rising, it's going to be focusing on your home, your family, and your emotional foundations. All those things will come into focus so that you can build a secure base in those areas. And Aquarius rising, communication, learning, and short distance, third house, short travels, will be areas of focus. Saturn encourages you to take your thoughts and your ideas seriously and to commit to learning new skills. Pisces rising, your financial life comes under review, with Saturn urging you to build a more stable foundation in terms of your earnings and your savings. So Saturn's shift into Aries in 2025 basically marks a time of significant change like all Saturn transits do, offering both those challenges and opportunities for growth. This transit will ask us to balance action with responsibility, innovation with structure, and courage with discipline. So remember those. This transit's going to ask us to balance action, responsibility, balance innovation and structure, balance courage and discipline with both of them, right? Of each. By embracing these lessons, we can build strong foundations for the future, creating lasting success and redefine leadership in our personal and collective lives. So I hope you guys liked it. Until the next time.